Affinity in sessions, court back in session. I have a message for you. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Let's see, what cards do I want to pull? I think I'm going to go with the Angel Inspiration deck. See, the Angel deck is always a little different. I don't know. I don't pull these regularly because they feel different. They just feel interesting. Let's pull. I don't know how many cards I'm going to pull from this, but I always do things in threes. If it's not one, then it's three. If it's not between 1 and 3, then there's no more than that. Especially with these type of decks. I'd be like, 1 or 3. I think I'm just going to, like, the first number that comes out when I pull these cards is the first I'm going to take. 1. Withdraw. I'm not pulling no more. So the card that I pull is the withdraw card. See, these cards be different. This one's going to be an interesting one. So withdraw. Angel Zagzael, Angel of Wisdom. There are times when it's necessary to withdraw from the world in order to rest or view things from a different perspective. Withdrawing does not mean you must give up on things. It's simply a period for you to temporarily disengage from a situation. This respite allows you the time you need to gain clarity over a situation, using your inner wisdom to discern all the facts. You cannot be objective about things if you're too caught up in them, or you are too busy to stop and see things for what they are. Give yourself this opportunity to look at yourself and your situation from the perspective of a third person. Do not judge, simply observe and allow thoughts to flow where they will. Invite Zagzael into your cave for loving guidance and insight. The angels ask, are you too emotionally and physically drained to see the situation clearly? Do you always expect yourself to perform at full pace? This really goes well with the last reading. Like, if you see 3 readings in this outfit, watch all of them. Like, they're all connected. But this goes well with the last reading. Are you too emotionally and physically drained to see the situation clearly? I had like this week of just like kind of being in like a cocoon, and I'm telling you, so many things started clicking for me. So many things started making sense. Was it uncomfortable? It was. But it puts a lot of things in perspective. Taking space puts a lot of things into perspective, and it kind of allows your intuition the space to really work. Like, when we're constantly on the move, we don't really listen to ourselves as much as we should. We don't take that space to really listen to ourselves. Hear ourselves, hear the warnings that we've been given, because everything is so fast paced. But then you get to look back and you see like how many warnings you've got. You see how many signs you received. Like, you see it all pieced together, but that rest period happens at the perfect timing. It happens at the perfect timing. So, do you always expect yourself to perform at full pace? Tell yourself it's okay to take time off to reflect on challenging situations. I am able to gain strength and clarity when I detach from a situation. I want to pull another one. Yeah, I thought I wasn't going to pull another one, but I love these cards. I mean, they just different. Like, they're different. Like, it's just different cards. I'm in love with girls who like to party, drink Bacardi straight, and talk about star signs. I'm in love with girls who like to party, drink Bacardi straight, and talk about star signs. And you got a thing for me. And yeah, no. And you know better. Oh, 2 cards came out. Funny. So we got 9, withdraw. We got 11, be tolerant. They're so dark. These are some dark ass cards. Like, all of them are really dark. Be tolerant. And then show justice. I mean, show justice is a little lighter, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a theme. Okay, so be tolerant. Angel, Archangel Chamuel, angel of tolerance. Tolerance is about finding a balance between being detached from a situation without reacting in a knee-jerk manner and being fully engaged in order to respond appropriately. Archangel Chamuel can help you find that balance so that you can still be fully involved with situations without reacting in a destructive manner. You are then able to observe and acknowledge what is going on and contribute in a constructive way. You can transform a negative situation into a positive one through responding rather than reacting. This does not mean giving up your own beliefs or sense of right and wrong. The goal is to comprehend all sides of the situation in an impartial manner before taking a stance. The angels ask, do you have a tendency to react rather than respond positively in situations? Do you engage with people and situations from a position of judgment or tolerance? Tell yourself, I respond appropriately to all situations and people in my life, bringing about positive outcomes. I release all negative emotions and beliefs in order to deal with situations and people in a positive manner. Be tolerant. It's like a theme of detachment and like being objective, being impartial. Like, don't invest your emotions into things. Like, just be impartial about anything that happens. Like, don't use your emotions to guide your decisions. Like, observe them and then respond. You know, when we don't observe our emotions, we react. Observe your emotions and respond. Like, really take into account everything that has happened or will happen or can happen. Like, give yourself the full range of options and choices. The goal is to comprehend. Boom, boom, boom. 14, show justice. Archangel Raguel, angel of justice. The ability to make correct choices and decisions and determining these in others does not come from judging, but by being just in your evaluation of others. It means checking your own responses and considering all sides of the situation. This is really a theme, like, of all these cards are like the same cards. What is going on? Hold on. I want to pull other cards on this. These are all like the same cards. So the ability to make choices and decisions and determining these in others does not come from judging, but by being just in your evaluation of others. It means checking your own responses and considering all sides of the situation before taking a stand. The ability to judge fairly must be applied to everyone, not with the intention of being right or superior, nor from the need to control or dictate, but from an accurate assessment of the situation. Releasing the need to make judgment opens you to a more accurate and empathetic understanding of situations and people. Taking time to try to appreciate where a person is coming from and what their story is will aid you in being less judgmental and more just in your interactions. The angels ask, do you tend to judge others before knowing their whole story? Do you feel others judge you unfairly? Tell yourself, I treat others justly with fairness and empathy. I acknowledge my own flaws without judgment or criticism. I'm just going to pull these other cards before I get into it. But overall theme of the message is objectiveness. Like, don't come from an emotional stance. Don't come from a space of, I guess, judgment. Because usually when we find ourselves in positions where we can judge, we're judging based off of things that we already have experienced ourselves. We're judging from a place of things that we've done. And hold on. If we're no longer in that situation, it makes us feel, you're spot on right now. If we're no longer in that situation, it makes us feel this sense of superiority that isn't real. It's not real. But honestly, I mean, judgment isn't a negative energy. You still have to be judge, like you still have to judge in order to show justice. In order to, you still have to judge to be able to make a decision in given situations, right? But you have to remember where you've been. Because what we do is we like to throw stones from glass houses. We like to throw stones from glass houses. No, none of us is above this, for real. Sit back and observe. Self-discipline needed. Follow a budget. The vine is within. God on my side, keep my confidence high. I walk with a glide, fifth dimensional mind. I can have what I want, just gotta see it is mine. My axe is never denied, anointing never declined. That's mine. Aquarius. Get to manifesting. Bad bitch vibes. Brand new whip. Money on me. Surrender to it. Release control. A pleasant surprise. Something interesting might happen. Journal about it. Hoes is super mad. Bad bitch in a bin. Psychic protection needed. I got someone trying to get in your head. Trying to get in your head. Magical occurrences, miracles. Trying to get in your head. Self-forgiveness is key right now. Wishing evil. Flush it, brand new whip, money on me. Using their words to manipulate. You scare them. New beginning. They're wearing a mask, not real. Okay, so let's pull the tarot cards. These all fell. Music will speak. That's on the top of the thing that just fell. Music will speak. There might be songs that's like about to pop up in my head, maybe pop up in your head. Let's see. Let's see. Four of Pentacles. That's a save. That means save. Like, really save. Like, save. Then we got the Ace of Cups. Like, really save. Something new is going to happen. And it's going to be nice. But you do need to prepare yourself. You have to save. You have to save a lot. Everything aligns for you and not against you. Show justice. I'm looking at that card again. Like, show justice, withdraw, be tolerant. Like, this is like a going within and understanding the fullness of a situation to make decisions. And honestly, self-forgiveness is key. Sometimes don't slight yourself for that. Like, if you like to fully understand a situation before you make a decision. Because you know what I have a tendency to do? Like, I feel like I can pick up things. And I like to give things chances just to see what happens. And like, it never works out. Like, but sometimes you need that level of understanding. I mean, like, don't fault yourself for that. Like, don't go in on yourself for that. Because I have a tendency to be really mad at myself for, like, not seeing things happening, or seeing things happening potentially and not preparing myself for it. But it only teaches you how to prepare yourself better. We just be learning. It teaches you how to prepare yourself better. And then we got the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. So here we go. You spot on right now. Sit back and observe. Self-discipline needed. Follow a budget. Magical occurrences, miracles, Aquarius. Self-forgiveness is key right now. Get to manifesting. And then we got the Four of Pentacles. So, you know, when you sit in like resentment, when you sit in an energy of resentment, you don't really hold on to nothing. Like, you're so busy holding on to an energy, holding on to a feeling, that it's harder for you to hold on to material shit. You got to forgive yourself, because most of the time when we resent anybody, we resent people because we resent ourselves. We get mad at ourselves, for the decisions that we make. And then we feel like we have to be tied to those decisions because we haven't forgiven ourselves for it. So we just kind of keep making the same decisions over and over. But when you withdraw and you give your chance the opportunity to look at your patterns, it makes more sense. And you get to actually give yourself the opportunity to change. So be tolerant. Show justice. Show justice. I think Archangel, who is that again? Show justice, Archangel Raguel. Showing justice. Like, if you releasing resentment or becoming more objective of your patterns allows you the space to heal them, to change them, to not like be binded to them. You know what I'm saying? You don't allow yourself to be binded to your patterns. So then we have bad bitch vibes, wishing evil. Surrender to it, release control, using their words to manipulate, a pleasant surprise. Ace of Cups, which is, again, a new beginning, maybe a pregnancy, maybe something celebrationary, like something good comes about. Something good comes about. That's Cancer energy. Good. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like something new. Something new. Like new beginning. New love. New baby. Upsurge feelings. You gotta but you have to surrender. Ooh, baby. That was not meant to happen. But you just have to surrender. Like, you just have to let shit pan out how it's supposed to. It is what it is. Like, you have to surrender. Life will be like, oh, you keep fighting. No, fuck you. Stop it. When something wants to happen, it just has to happen. There's no fighting it. There's no fighting it. Everything that has happened physically already happens first spiritually. You can't fight it. It has to happen. Pleasant surprise. And it's seen 6 dinner guests from history. That's something that just popped up. What's that? Like, it just popped up. Surrender to it, release control. Like something good. Oh, boom. Why do I want to say that? I'm getting like the Last Supper. I hate those references. No, I don't. Actually, let me not say that. I get the references I get because I'm supposed to. But like, it was like 6 dinner guests from history, and then I just thought of the Last Supper. A pleasant surprise. Journal about it. You scare them. Hose is mad. Hose is super mad. New beginning. Psychic protection needed. Like, I really do get this energy of like Wheel of Fortune, like trying to get in your head. Journal about it. Like, speak to your journal about it. That's probably how you get, maybe that's how you work things out, by journaling about it. But Wheel of Fortune, again, it's like fate. Like, you can't, there's some things that is really out of our control. Like, things that happen physically has already happened spiritually. You cannot control it. Like, it just gonna happen how it's supposed to happen. Like, the more you try to control some shit, the more backfire you get. You could keep trying to control some shit and it's just gonna keep backfiring. That's literally what happens. Backfire after backfire after backfire, because it's not meant to be controlled. It's meant to be experienced. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that be tolerant card I'm looking at, especially. Like, make better decisions. You make better decisions the less controlling you get over circumstances and other people. Like, the less you try to control circumstances and other people, the better decisions you align to. But the more that you try to control your circumstances, the more that you try to control other people, the more backfires you get. It's just gonna keep like, nothing works. And I'm saying this in a negative light as well. Like, let's say, because I'm looking at the wishing evil card, right? Let's say that you concocted these plans. Let's say that you concocted these plans working against somebody's better interests, you know, without giving a fuck. Things will backfire so bad. Like, it just happens. Like, you can't control other people. You could try to control other people, but the more you control other people, the more backfires you will see. You can't do it. Hoes is super mad. New beginning. Psychic protection needed. They're not real wearing a mask. It's like I'm reading like two sides of a situation. That's why you just got to be objective. You got to see how things are panning out. Like, you have to really look, like, really sit back and observe the situation. Like, really look from a higher lens, like, everything that's happened, everything that has happened. A lot of people live moment to moment. They don't think in the grand scheme of things. Think in the grand scheme. I mean, the best you can do is live moment to moment. That is presence, right? But sometimes there's a call, like, when we really deep in that, like, somebody has said it better than me. Like, I seen a video, she said most of us are dissociated. So when we're dissociated, we don't ever think in the present moment. We don't think about the things happening around us because we so dissociated from reality. But like, when you really sit there and actually observe things, like, things make a lot more sense. Like, or you can see how things played out. You can see how things panned out from beginning to where you are right now. And then you're able to make a decision. And then you're able to be clear about the decision that you're making, because you get to see how things has happened from the beginning to right now. From the very beginning to right now. Moment to moment. You get what I'm saying? Like, we be so, like, focused on what's going on in our head that we don't see outside of ourselves. And we don't see what's happening. Like, we don't actually, like, experience. Like, we don't actually experience. We don't actually get to understand, like, the fullness of a situation. But sometimes, like, if I'm speaking to someone who's like, sometimes it's not meant for you to do that too. Like, there's like a balancing act to this that I want to speak on, because, okay, like, so with the self-forgiveness card, how that resonates to me is that I love to see the fullness of a situation. I don't like to make decisions really quick, but sometimes that hurts me versus helps me. But actually, like, if we think about, like, divine timing, it helps you more. Like, I think it helps you more, but, like, sometimes we'll be in situations and we'll see things panning out and we'll just be like, let me just watch what happens. Let me see how this happens. But then we end up, like, experiencing the worst of it. And then it's just like, oh my fucking God, like, what did I get myself into? Like, what's happening? And then you just be like, okay, like, sometimes you gotta understand it. Sometimes you have to understand that fullness. But again, like on the opposite end, people be really like detached. Like they're not detached in like a positive way. They're not like observational. Like they're not looking. They're not observing. They're just like not in their body. So like they're not gonna understand like everything else happening. Yeah, like, but things come to a head. Justice always comes. Justice always. Justice always. Oh, justice will always prevail. Wheel of Fortune, like justice will always prevail. No doubt about it. And that's why you have to play your part. Like whatever you're guided to do, you do it. Whatever you're guided to do, just do it. And then we got the Nine of Wands, which is like, Nine of Wands is like carelessness. Like that's like what I'm saying. Like sometimes, and it's on top of wishing evil and you scare them. Like it's like this carelessness, like this like dissociation that just, using their words to manipulate. Like sometimes people don't, like they're so used to being in their head, they don't think about the impact of their actions at all. Like at all. And that kind of puts them in a weak defensive system. No, it puts them in this position where they can't defend nothing. Like a lack of protection. Like you have to be present. You have to be present and you need to observe and you need to stop making rush decisions. Like sit back and actually understand what's happening. So yeah, that's Sam Sentient Sessions. Um, it put a, it got like, ah. Okay, Sam Sentient Sessions, court adjourned. Please come back.